Well, the first thing that I wanted to talk to you about today is shade. Now, this can actually be kind of a gray area, and it's difficult to know what plant actually grows in the shade. Well, one of the first things that you need to know is that shade comes in different qualities. There's deep shade, such as those places on the north side of a building with an overhang or maybe a large tree next to it, or underneath a needled evergreen or a broadleaf evergreen that really don't get any direct sunlight at all. And so they're very dark places. Now, in these locations, plants that grow here usually are foliage plants. You don't get much bloom because there's not enough light present for blooms to go ahead and form. Now, the next grade of shade is medium shade. Now, this is usually found under deciduous trees or on the north side of a building that has open sky or the east side of a building. And this has just a little bit more light, and you can get some things that'll bloom here. Now, another grade of shade is intermittent shade, and that's basically what we have here under our hackberry. We've got a deciduous tree, but if you look down here, you can see kind of dappled areas of sunlight, and that's basically intermittent shade. There are areas that get some sunlight, but it's not in the same place all day, and it's not very intense. And finally, there's that thing known as partial shade. Basically, partial shade is a place that actually gets sunlight, but only for a certain part of the day, usually under 6 hours. So 4 to 6 hours or even less than that, it may get full sunlight, but after that, it is sheltered from the sun. Well, now that we've kind of got our primer on shade, I wanted to talk to you about some of the plants that do very well in shade. And those are ferns. We all think of ferns as growing in the shade, but most of the time when we think of ferns, we think of something like a Boston fern that you have to grow indoors. But there are several species of hardy ferns, and there are over 40 species of hardy ferns that are native to Oklahoma. Well, we've got a couple of them down here that I wanted to show you. Now, ferns generally like a shady area, but the amount of shade that they take varies depending on the species. The other thing that most all ferns like is a moist, humus-rich soil because they like to have moist roots. The thing that you want to remember about ferns, though, is that they don't like to be wet all the time. They like to be moist, but not wet. So when you're preparing a site to plant your ferns, what you want to do is amend that site with a lot of organic matter and make sure that the drainage is very good, because while you'll have to water them all the time, you don't want them to sit in water. Now, a couple of the ferns that we have here that are actually native to Oklahoma, this one is the lady fern. And you can see here, it has beautiful, almost lacy foliage that kind of arches out. And actually, the lady fern has a very nice form to it once it is fully mature. It's very narrow at the base, and then the ferns kind of arch out on the top. Now, there are actually several different cultivars of lady ferns because there are variations in the frond. Now, the lady fern grows to be about 2 feet tall at maturity, and it can be planted anywhere from, say, intermittent to deep shade. Now, it does like evenly moist soil, so be sure to plant this in a well-drained area so that you can keep the soil moist. Now, as I said before, this is actually native to Oklahoma. It's native to the eastern parts of the state. Now, another fern that we have that is native to Oklahoma is the Christmas fern. And this one, it's just now starting to come out. You can see several of the fronds just starting to unfurl here. But this fern is actually native to most of Oklahoma. Just the panhandle and the southwest corner of the state, it hasn't been found growing there, but the rest of the state, it has been found growing. Now, the Christmas fern has kind of an upright growth habit. You can see here how the fronds tend to want to stick straight up. And then as it rains or something weights them down, they'll go ahead and arch. But in general, it likes to stick straight up. Now, this fern actually grows in the crevices of rocks or something like that. So for ideal situations when you plant this fern, if you kind of plant it at an angle underneath a rock where it's got good drainage underneath, it will really reward you for taking the time to plant it that way. Well, there are also several ferns that are hardy that aren't native to Oklahoma, but are very easy to grow. And the next two ferns that I'm going to show you are actually very good if you're a beginning hardy fern grower. Now both of these ferns are in the Dryopteris genus, and they're very forgiving of soil conditions, water conditions, and also sunlight conditions. Now the first fern here is actually a robust male fern, and it has beautiful finely cut fronds that can actually grow to be about a foot wide at maturity. This fern is very forgiving of soil type, and also it is one of the more drought tolerant ferns. One thing to think about with these ferns is if you have them in an area that receives a little bit more sun, you need to watch the water on them more closely. If you have them in an area that's in dense shade, then you don't have to watch the water quite so much. They'll be more drought tolerant for you in that location. Now another fern that is absolutely spectacular because it has several color variations on it is the autumn fern. And over here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. When the autumn fern first comes out in the spring, its foliage actually has a red tint to it. You can see here, we've got a red tint to it, and then it actually kind of fades as it expands, and you can see it'll look kind of yellow with a red edge on it, and then it finally turns green. Now in the fall, it will actually get a bronze color to it. So it's a very nice addition of color to the garden. The other addition of color with the autumn fern is that the spore cases on the underside of the fern are actually a very bright red color. And you can see here what I'm talking about. These will actually turn, and each of these spore cases will be completely red. And that is a very striking feature of this plant. And you notice how the fronds actually stick up, so you can see those cases very well. Well, if you're looking for a darker fronded fern, you might want to think about the tassel fern. And here, you can see that the fronds are actually a very dark green color, and they also have a very shiny look to them. They actually look like they've been sprayed with a leaf shine or something, but that's just the natural way this fern looks. You can also tell where it gets its name, because as the fronds unfurl, they actually look like tassels. Well, the final fern that I wanted to show you is one of my favorites, and that is the Japanese painted fern. And you can actually tell how it gets its name as you look at this. This fern is absolutely beautiful. Here on the fronds, along the midrib, it has a nice purple color. It changes to green, and towards the tips, it's almost got a silver color to it. This is really one of the most beautiful hardy ferns that we can grow here in Oklahoma.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, there's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge, both classic and contemporary.